Hello traders, welcome back to the Forex channel. Today I'm going to go over a 1 to 2k account flip which I did and how I actually managed to do this and how I can recommend you guys can grow your small accounts. If you're a subscriber on the channel, you'll know that I have actually done quite a few account flips in the past, but I do not recommend you go and risk your whole account on doing one of these flips. You know, the way I was doing it, I was risk managing, and you'll see by the loss size and how I was scaling in on my positions, which I'll go through. So I downloaded my broker statements and I connected it to Edgewonk, which is a journaling software. I've actually done a video on this software before. You can go check it out. You know, I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but there is a link in the description if you want to check them out. And I'll show you how I've tracked these stats by using that journaling software. Firstly, we can look at the account statements. So this is, I was using the Axie broker, and if we refresh this here, you can see it doesn't change, haven't inspected element or anything like that. This is actually the broker statement which I downloaded from my MT4, and as you can see, we had quite a few trades. The reason for this is I was scaling in on each trade. So when I actually go through each win, you notice they're not really big wins, but they do add up because I have multiple positions on each trade. You see the start here, £1,000 deposit. As you see, deposit here, £1,000. That was on the 12th, and then we finished this on the 19th. So it took pretty much exactly a week. But because there was, I think, a weekend in between, we did actually lose, 2 days of that 7 days of actual trading time. But yeah, we had a few limits which missed and more that I cancelled. But overall, as you see, we ended up with £966. So pretty much, 96% profit, a 1 to 1.96k flip, but we'll just call it a 1 to 2k flip because that's pretty much what we ended on. I could have just taken one more trade to get up to 2k, but I was happy with this, and then I withdrew the 1k. Here are all the trades, and then if we go into the Edgewonk software, you can see I refreshed this as well, and then the monthly. So obviously we haven't traded it this week, we traded it 2 weeks ago. 4 losers, 29 winners, and as you see, same thing here. We had 1, 2, 3, 4 losers, and all the rest were our winners. So that averaged out an 88% win rate. And every single day which we traded was profitable. So those 5 trading days, we had the days in between, but overall it was 5 trading days. We had 88% win rate. We won every single day, and then overall had a 96% profit. I'm not sure why it says 73% here, but let's just leave that there. If we actually go onto the journal now, so what I actually do is when you download your statement from your broker, you can just import it down here into the software, and then it does put in all your trades here, and then calculates everything, all your stats. It's kind of like my FX book, but then you can add all your different notes and trade screenshots, trading view links into the actual software here. If we actually go down near the bottom now, this is when we actually started the account. So as you see, the first 2 trades, £135, £125. So this made around, £260. So this was around 26% of the actual 96% profit was on these 2 trades alone. And that's very, very decent. We're making a quarter of the way with the first 2 trades. And this was actually on US 30. And if I actually go on the charts now, I could show you that US 30 trade. This was the US 30 trade we took. So price came into my zone down here, we bought, and then the target hit. We didn't actually hold this long, but we closed a bit early because when I do these flip accounts, I don't usually like to hold too long because we just want to be in and out of positions. Kind of like when I do it, it's more like a scalping to intraday sort of trading. So not really holding for days, not really holding for 10 hours, but it's more like a few hours maybe max. And if we go back here, you can see US 30 entry price was 36,240. Around this level here was when we actually bought US 30, and then the close price was 36,326. So we closed around here. We caught this nice move up. We're happy with that. Closed out for 26% profit. And then here comes the losses. So we had £193 loss, which in the grand schemes of things, a 9% loss, it seems like quite a lot. But when we're making 26% on the wins, it kind of cancels all the losses out. So you see this loss here, 4%, 4%, 7%. So, overall that's around 15% there, 9% here. So that's around 24% of losses total. But then you think that one trade where we had on US30 was a 26%. So that made back all the losses in one single trade. And then you see we had a £230 win on gold. We had 141, 127. So you see this one 23%, 14%, 12%. And then these trades slowly added up to the final amount. And as you see along the side, the account balance was slowly going up, up, up. And the percentage of each win was around, it did vary at the time, 2%, just under 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1.5%, 0.5%, 2.5%, 2.7%. Just slowly growing the account just by adding these small trades up. If we actually look at one of the big trades now, the biggest trade on the account, we have the £230 trade. So this was actually on the 13th of January at 3.39 on XAU USD. So we actually go on this now, and if we find the 13th of January, and then we go to, and we did actually sell gold at 1824, closed at 1820. So at this day here, sold gold 1824, so at this sort of area here, and closed down here at 1820. So we caught a nice 40 pip move there, which added up to around £230 profit. And the way I was actually doing it, I'll post a screenshot on the screen of the normal trades. You see that one was a one lot, I made a decent profit. But the way I was actually doing the other trades and how I currently am flipping another account, which you'll see soon, is I'm putting the original lot, which is the bigger lot, with the normal stop loss and normal risk to reward. So I'll show you an example here. So let's say this is the normal setup. We're looking for price to come down here. Just an example. And then when this goes in profit, after we have this big bearish candle, what I do is I've moved my stop loss to break even on this first trade. And then let's say I entered on this level here with another trade. So now, if this trade goes bad, on the second entry, we've got stops just above this level maybe, targeting the same level overall. If this goes bad, we lose 1%. Because the first trade is risk free, this one will lose 1%. But if it goes right, this one's making a 1 to whatever it was, and this one's making a 1 to 4.5. So we're probably making overall around 10-11% from these trades when we're only risking 1%, if you think about it. And then when this breaks structure, say it breaks structure here, pulls back, you enter another trade. You make this trade risk free, and then these two trades here, you roll the stops into profit. So what I do is I maybe move these stop losses here down to this level. So if we actually break, this sort of level here, break above, then we'll no longer want to be in these short positions, and then we'll get taken out in profit. This trade will probably be like 2-3% in profit at this level. This trade will probably be 1% in profit. So worst case scenario, we lose 3%. But then you add another position here, down here even. Let's say price retest this area. And then we put our stop loss just above the area and look for shorts down. 2 trades risk free. The third entry has just been tapped in, and then price goes and hits the TP. So instead of having one trade risking 1%, we've ended up with 3 trades, but only risking 1% at the end to make, I don't know how much it could make, 15-20%, just by scaling in, trailing your stops as you go along the trade to maximize your profits. I've been doing this a lot recently with gold. I had a nice example on USD JPY as well. To actually go on USD JPY here. So I'll post a screenshot. There we go. Of my USD JPY entries down at this level. Price was going up. It would make a pullback. I'd enter another position. It would go up again. I'd trail the stops further and further and further. And the good thing about this is, the worst case scenario is you make money. Because let's say you got 2 trades, trailed stops. If it goes bad, and like here, price drops down fully, you get taken out in profit, which is what happened. But then the same thing happened. We had the perfect scenario again, and then we re-entered and made the move to the upside. There's some trades like this where it just keeps going up, 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 where you don't get that sort of re-entry. When you're targeting levels like this, I just targeted the 114 psychological level. Works on every single pair, and as you see, it hit to the pip. By trading these stops, worst case scenario, you're making profit. Today on gold, we had the same sort of scenario. So if we go on the lower time frame so I can show you better, when we actually had this wick down here, I entered a position, which is a 2 lot trade on gold. I'll post a screenshot there of my original entry. And then when price carried on going up, I had this small pullback. You could say it did kind of test this area here. So then I entered another position. The first trade, I rolled the stops. So the first trade, I couldn't lose any money. The second trade had a small stop loss. And when the price, as you see, started to push up, I then trailed the first stop loss into profit, the second stop loss into profit. So the worst case scenario was I made, I think, £500, worst case scenario. You know, we closed at 1813.1 or something for around £900, and then price melted down. You see how I maximized my profits? By making it risk-free, by adding another position, we're able to, make another couple percent maybe on each of the trades, just by doing this sort of scaling strategy. You can test it by back testing. I think there's a few softwares where you can actually trade whilst back testing, so you can see how much you'd actually make rather than just using this risk to reward tool. But yeah, just thought I'd talk you through this little 1 to 2k account flip here, and hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video.